I just spent $89,000 of my own money on a camper van, and 90% of buyers would have made a worse decision. Look, I've been inside 47 different camper vans in the last 8 months. I've talked to owners who love their rigs, and I've talked to people trying to desperately unload theirs at a loss. The van I chose is the Winnebago Solis Pocket 36B. This isn't the best van on paper. It's the best one that still makes sense after 5 years, because when you factor in resale value, real-world reliability, and total cost of ownership, nothing else survives the scrutiny for most buyers. And I'm going to show you exactly why, including the brutal flaws and the one criticism I can't fully defend. Section 1. The math nobody talks about. But first, let me show you why the cheap option costs more. Most people walk into this thinking a $50,000 ProMaster conversion from a custom builder is the smart move. Save $40K up front, right? Wrong. Here's what actually happens. Year 3, your house battery system fails. The builder used off-brand lithium cells. $4,200 to replace. Your water heater leaks because it was an Amazon special. Another $800. The solar controller? Proprietary. Good luck finding someone who can fix it outside the original builder's shop. Meanwhile, the Solis uses Truma heating, Dometic refrigeration, and standardized electrical components. Breakdown in Portugal? Fixed. Breakdown in Montana? Fixed. Total cost of ownership over 5 years on custom builds averages $14,000 more than factory Class Bs, according to RV repair data I pulled from 3 national service chains. And here's the kicker. Resale on that custom van, you'll lose 55 to 60% in 5 years. The Solis, 35 to 40%. That's a $15,000 difference when you sell. Pause for a second. This is where most people get this wrong. You didn't save money, you just postponed the bill and made it bigger. Section 2. The break-even reality. Now here's the question nobody asks before buying. Should you even buy a van at all? Run this calculation with me. Total cost of ownership on the Solis over 5 years. Purchase price, $89,000. Average maintenance, $3,200. Smart upgrades I'll tell you about later, $6,500. Depreciation at 35%, $31,150. Subtract your resale value, and your actual cost is around $40,000 over 5 years. That's $8,000 per year. That number matters because now you can compare everything else honestly. Renting an RV runs about $200 a day. If you're using a camper van less than 40 days a year, you're better off renting. But if you're planning 60-plus days of travel annually, ownership destroys rental economics. Most people skip this math and regret it 2 years later. And here's the move almost nobody makes. Buy used. A 1 to 2-year-old Solis with 8,000 miles, you'll find them for $72,000. You just saved $17,000 and the previous owner already found all the quirks. Warranty still active. Same van. The only time you buy new is when used inventory is scarce, or only $5,000 to $8,000 cheaper. Otherwise, you're paying a 20% premium for that new van smell. Section 3. Why this specific model and not the dozen others I tested? Out of 47 vans I evaluated, this was one of only 3 that still made sense after I removed emotion. The Solis Pocket 36B sits on a Ram ProMaster chassis, same platform as the regular Solis, but 19 inches shorter. Can you park this in a normal parking spot? Yes. Will it fit in your garage? Most residential garages, yes. Can your spouse or retired parent actually drive this thing without panicking in city traffic? Absolutely. For European buyers, this compact footprint matters even more. Narrow village roads, smaller campsites, and urban parking change the equation entirely. This is one of the few American vans that actually works in European contexts. I watched a 68-year-old woman who'd never driven anything bigger than a Subaru take this around a Target parking lot. No drama. Compare that to a 24-foot Sprinter-based rig where you're white-knuckling every lane change. But here's what actually sold me. The wet bath. I know, wet baths are controversial, but this isn't some phone booth shower where you're bumping elbows with the toilet. It's actually usable. And more importantly, it's the reason this van has a real hallway floor plan instead of cramming everything into one claustrophobic tunnel.
You get a dedicated sleeping area in the back, a dinette that doesn't require Tetris-level disassembly to make a bed, and actual separation between living and sleeping zones, which matters enormously if you're traveling with a partner or planning extended trips. Most 19-foot vans make you choose either a decent bathroom or a decent bed. This is one of the only layouts where you don't have to compromise. But there's a problem. Actually, 3 problems. The stock mattress is garbage. I'm not being dramatic. It's a 4-inch foam pad that feels like you're sleeping on cardboard by week 2. Budget another $600 to $800 for a custom memory foam replacement. Not optional. The stock battery is 190 Ah lithium. Sounds great, except if you're running the AC or doing any serious boondocking, you'll drain it faster than you think. Real-world owners report needing to add a second 100 Ah battery if you want off-grid capability beyond 2 days. And here's the criticism I can't fully defend. The ProMaster platform. Yes, the ProMaster has critics, and no, I wouldn't take it rock crawling or deep mudding. The front-wheel drive setup and lower ground clearance have real limits. But for 90% of paved and graded road travel, national parks, BLM land, established campgrounds, the cost savings and dealer accessibility outweigh the edge case failures. Pause for a second. This is the decision point most buyers mess up. If you're planning to spend most of your time on unmaintained forest roads or true off-road terrain, you need a different chassis, Sprinter 4x4 or Transit all-wheel drive. But you'll pay $25,000 more and deal with significantly higher service costs. Winnebago's dealer network is also uneven. You'll find excellent service in Colorado, Florida, and California, but try getting warranty work done in rural areas, you might be driving 300 miles. Before you buy any Winnebago, call 3 dealers within 200 miles and ask, what's your average turnaround time for warranty work? Do you have a certified Winnebago tech on staff full-time? If they say they send warranty work to another dealer or turnaround is over 3 weeks, factor in $800 a year for traveling to a better service center. So why am I still buying this despite these issues? Because every other option has worse problems for the average buyer. Airstream Interstate, $175,000 in Mercedes service costs. Storyteller Overland, $30K extra for aesthetics and hoping a small company stays solvent. Pleasure Way, $120K plus for comparable features, and you lose maneuverability. The Solis Pocket isn't perfect, it's the least wrong choice when you run the numbers honestly. Section 5. The upgrade strategy nobody teaches. Here's where most buyers screw up. They buy the van and immediately dump $15,000 into upgrades they think they need. Don't do that. There were vans I wanted to buy, beautiful custom builds with all the upgrades already installed, and every time I ran the numbers, I talked myself out of them, because wanting something and being able to justify it financially are 2 different things. Here's the sequence that actually works. Month 1 through 3, use the van's stock, track your battery drain, count how many days you actually boondock versus staying at campgrounds with hookups. Write down what actually annoys you versus what you thought would annoy you. Most people discover they camp near hookups 70% of the time. That $5,000 battery upgrade? Total overkill. Month 4, upgrade based on data, not theory. If you're draining your battery daily, add 400 watts of solar first. If solar keeps up, but you're still running out of capacity, then add another 100 Ah battery. This staged approach saves $3,000 to $7,000 in unnecessary modifications. Month 6, comfort upgrades, mattress, maybe some insulation tweaks if you're camping in extreme temps. Here's what this looks like cost-wise. $89,000 on the van, add $6,500 in smart, staged upgrades over the first year, you're at $95,500 all in. Compare that to a custom Sprinter build that starts at $110,000 and needs $12,000 in fixes by year 3. And here's the part that'll increase your resale value by 8 to 12%. Document everything. Keep a maintenance log. Photograph all upgrades with receipts. When you sell in 5 years, you're not selling a used Solis. You're selling a well-maintained, verified, upgraded Solis with proof. Buyers will pay $6,000 to $9,000 more for that documentation. Section 6. Who this is for and who should walk away. Here's how to know if this is your van. Buy this if your trips are 60% pavement, 40% moderate dirt roads, national parks, BLM land, established campgrounds. This handles Forest Service roads without drama, but it's not a rock crawler. You value reliability and serviceability over custom Instagram aesthetics. You're realistic about space. This works beautifully for solo travelers and couples. Families with young kids, weekends work. Teenagers, you need a 24-footer. You care about resale value. Life changes. 5 years from now, you want to sell this without taking a loss. Walk away if you're 6'4" or taller. That wet bath ceiling is 6'2". You need to work from the van full-time with multiple monitors and video calls. The dinette works for laptop stuff, but there's no dedicated office space. You absolutely must have a separated toilet and shower. This is a wet bath. If that's a deal breaker, you're looking at 22-foot plus vans. You're planning serious off-road adventures. The ProMaster platform has limits. And here's the one thing that separates smart buyers from regretful ones.
Section 7. The safest bet. It's not about the van, it's about the system. Right van plus poor maintenance equals expensive mistake. Right van plus staged upgrades equals great investment. Right van plus realistic expectations equals high satisfaction. The Solis Pocket 36B gives you the platform. What you do in the first 12 months determines whether this was a brilliant decision or an expensive lesson. This van doesn't guarantee van life success, it just removes the major obstacles. The rest is on you. One more thing, before you add any aftermarket electrical upgrades, call your insurance company. Ask them, if I add $8,000 in batteries and solar, is it covered at replacement value? Most RV policies cap aftermarket add-ons at $3,000 unless you specifically schedule them. It costs about $80 a year extra to protect a $10,000 upgrade investment. The best camper van isn't the one with the most Instagram followers or the one your favorite YouTuber got paid to promote. It's the one you can actually afford to own, maintain, and eventually sell without destroying your finances. The Winnebago Solis Pocket 36B is the safest bet for most buyers in 2026. Not because it's flawless, you've heard the flaws, but because when you add up purchase price, maintenance costs, usability, dealer network, and resale value, it's the least wrong choice. Could you spend less? Yes, and you'll pay for it in year 3. Could you spend more? Absolutely, but you won't get proportional value back. This isn't the exciting choice, it's the smart choice. Even if prices shift next year, the framework you just saw is how you should evaluate any van. Now, I want to hear from you. If you think the ProMaster is the wrong foundation, tell me what you'd buy instead with your own money, not what sounds cool, not what you saw on Instagram, what you'd actually write a check for. Make your case in the comments.